What's up, everybody? Welcome to Six Man Blitz. Got another great show for you guys today. NBA analyst is back on with us today, Ryan Wynn. Check him out. He going drop some gems, break down the series, because he's locked in. I don't think he got the league pass. He got the subscription for something. He's doing his thing, so he's gonna break down some series with us. But the biggest thing I've seen today, a picture of Larry Markkinen in the Finland military. He shaved his hair and everything. Imagine though, like coming off your best year as an NBA player, All-Star nominee, all that stuff, went to the All-Star game, had his best year, and he's got to go serve in the military in the offseason. Some crazy shit.
Yeah, they would have had to come find me. You know what I'm saying? So
I would have been in Mexico.
But salute to him. It's that he's a proud individual. You love your country and you knew what you signed up for. So when that call comes, you got to pick it up. So hats off to him for doing it with grace.
Yeah, he picked that shit
and
up.
Hopefully he make it out alive.
Now, there's been so many series that have been going on, so many great series in this first round. I think we should start off with, the Clippers versus Suns. Game 2 happened yesterday. Kawhi and Russ's performances took, game 1. But what were some of the factors you think that happened in game 2 for the Suns for things to go their way?
I thought that their bench performed really well for them. Chris Paul is well down the stretch. Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, those two guys are always gonna show out. Like I know D-Book had like 35 piece or something like that. KD almost had
something
about
nasty.
30. Right. Both efficient, both playing both sides of the floor, but they're gonna do that every night. So they need the others to step up. Chris Paul, he stepped up finally in the fourth quarter. I know Jaden texted me last night, like CP3 looking old. I'm like, man, we can't even call him CP3 no more because he is just that sound like a young name, right? But to his credit, he showed up in the fourth quarter yesterday. He played unbelievable yesterday. Torrey Craig played unbelievable. The defense was amazing, especially when DeAndre Ayton went to the bench. They played off the chain in that second half. So credit to the others yesterday.
Yeah, they doubled Kawhi a lot in this game. And the thing was coming down to Kawhi finding open looks for the other guys, and they weren't making the shots. Batum, all the other shooters they have, it was, in this game, fourth quarter, why the fuck is Batum in? That was true this game. So yeah, I felt like a lot of the other pieces, let Kawhi down in this game. Russ was hooping, and that was great to see. Defensively, he blocked KD's shot too.
One guy that didn't.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy to see Russ playing the way that we're all accustomed to him playing outside of his little stint with the Lakers. But I mean, in this series he shot 3 for 19 the first game, but his impact was not on the stat sheet really. Yesterday his impact was on the stat sheet. I mean, he did anything and everything he could to help those boys win yesterday. And then Kawhi, I mean, wow. The closest thing to Michael Jordan, I don't care what nobody said. That's MJ 2.0.
Kawhi Leonard Jordan or Kawhi Jordan Leonard.
I've never seen nobody take the basketball from Kevin Durant the way that he did yesterday. And to your credit, Mike, I'm kind of disappointed in like the other guys on their team, the Batums, the Powells. Those guys really didn't show up too much, especially when they start doubling Kawhi Leonard. It seemed like that was the piece. Yesterday they really missed Paul George, I believe, really bad.
Yeah, it was huge.
Yeah, but I think they'll perform better at home. But you look at the series, they was able to get a split on the road. That's all you asking for.
That's all you can. That's all you can ask for. I'll tell you one thing. They need to make an adjustment in game 3, and they might need to stop that drop coverage they're doing because Kevin Durant, Chris Paul, Devin Booker, they're coming off these ball screens, and Zubac is 5 feet behind the ball screen. They just rising up and knocking it down. Right. You would think they would make an adjustment. You don't want to switch it, but you might want to show hard. You might want to feather up a little bit harder, maybe cage it. The way that they're guarding that ball screen, those guys the mid-range guys are going to eat on that. So I hope the great Ty Lue, he definitely will make an adjustment. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's their specialty. But with this series, though, you got Kevin Durant, Devin Booker. You got a lot of talented players in this series. Game 1, Kawhi had 38. He was balling. And we've talked about how great he's been in the series so far. Is Kawhi the best player in the series, you think, or is it Kevin Durant?
Oh, it's Kawhi Leonard. It's not even close.
No question.
Maybe if Kawhi Leonard and Kevin Durant switch places and KD had that team around him, we might be saying Kevin Durant. But the fact that he has Devin Booker, He's kind of honestly Kevin Durant hasn't really looked like Kevin Durant, which to me is pretty crazy because he's still putting up monster numbers, right? But we so accustomed to KD dropping 35 on 12 to 15 shots, like he's so efficient. But without a doubt, it's going to be Kawhi Leonard because he's playing both sides of the floor at a high level. He's getting his teammates involved. He's rebounding, defending, the best player. Yesterday he was guarding DeAndre Ayton half the game. The other half of the game he's guarding Kevin
doing
Durant.
his thing.
He does it all. So Kawhi Leonard is definitely the best player in this series without question. Definitely.
His shot has been so automatic, especially down the stretch. I think he's leading all scorers in the fourth up to this point.
Automatic. Some of the shots he's shooting tough. You not thinking it's going in. As a viewer, he shoots. I'm like, ain't no way, and it's just nothing but net.
But with this series, though, now how it's looking, it's knotted up 1-1. How do we think it's going to play out now after we've seen 2 games? What is the prediction for the series moving forward?
The prediction for this series, I would have to say no Paul George, right? No Paul George coming back. I'm going to go Suns in 7.
Okay.
However, if the Clippers somehow go up 3-2, if they find a way to be up 3-2, I'm gonna take Clippers in 6. I think the Clippers will wrap it up at home. If they take care of home court, I think the Clippers in 6. But I don't see the Suns losing to the Clippers. I just don't. They got too much firepower, and the Clippers don't have enough, unfortunately.
I like the Clippers in 7 for the opposite reason. I think
I like
they
Clippers
have
in 7
enough
too.
depth to make it happen, especially still at home court now. You look at what Phoenix was able to do, especially they starting 5. They relying solely on them. They only got 13 points off the bench last game, and that was
their bench is so weak.
Yeah, the bench they have the worst bench in the playoffs.
I mean, you couldn't look if you look at their starting 5. Everybody was in double digits. Devin Booker had 38, KD had 25, Craig had 17, Ayton had 14, Paul had 16. I don't think you're going to expect that performance, especially in LA. So
no.
I think the tides will turn, and if they go up, they could easily go up 3-1. You know, that 4th game of the series is make or break.
I don't think it's sustainable, Huff. Like for the Suns, I don't think it's sustainable. Like Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, they played so many minutes yesterday, like 44.
And they just shoot mid range. Like
I don't think they can play 45 minutes every single game and be successful. It's so much on your body. Look, I go to the gym now on Fridays and Sundays, and I'll play for about an hour. And I ain't playing as hard as them. When I wake up on Monday morning, man, I feel like I got hit by 2 buses. So I can imagine what they feel like, right? So
especially CP3, I mean, a lot of his game he shoots a lot of his shots with his legs, and them motherfuckers be falling short a lot. You be seeing them hit the front of the rim all the damn time, it seems like.
And then he's got to guard Bones,
I feel like
too.
That's only going to get worse. Man, they bullying. They want him.
Any guard on his ass.
Back in the day, he was locked down, but now they looking for his own.
Yeah. Oh, that's Chris Paul. Come here. Send me a screen so I get Chris Paul switched on to me. Old self. Come here.
Yeah, there were some times where he looked old, but he shorted up in the 4th, especially when the Clippers were trying to make that comeback and they were close. He made some big shots. Whereas early in the game and then game 1, we were like, he looking bad. He looking bad out here.
Yeah. It's going to be a great series, though. It's going to come down to the wire. Kawhi and KD. I want to see those 2 guard each other more because then, game 1, we saw that a little. And then game 2, we saw, Kawhi steal the ball from Kevin Durant. Now, and dunking on the other end. Both players at their best. It's going to be great. But let's move over to the next series. Draymond Green, unfortunately, he got suspended. Sabonis, his ribs are a little banged up. But Kings and Warriors, this is probably the next best series, I think. Or, some people calling it the best. What do we think about this series so far and, the Draymond situation?
This has been, honestly, one of the funnest series I've ever had the ability to watch. Outside, I would say the 2016 finals, this is probably the best series I've ever seen because it's so fast. The pace is moving so fast. The scoring is at the highest level possible for both teams.
Yeah.
Both teams are competing hard on both ends. Like the Warriors, like they're trying to play defense. Like the Kings,
effort's been there.
The effort's been there for both teams, but these teams are so talented. Like I can't remember seeing two teams this offensively talented ever play before. I mean, the last score was the first score was in the 20s. The last score was like 114 to 108 or something like that. But it's just the way that they're getting it done. It's unfortunate that Draymond got suspended. I really, really wanted him to play just because I wanted them to be at full strength. But I'm going to throw something out here. In all honesty, I think the Warriors will play a lot better tonight without Draymond Green. If you watch the games, they're basically saying we're going to let. I mean, everybody's saying we'll let Draymond Green beat us on the perimeter. I mean, when he has the ball, they're sitting all the way back, right? I think that when Steve Kerr slides in maybe a Kuminga or a DiVincenzo into that role, yes, they lose a little bit of defensive prowess in terms of being able to guard inside the paint, which is where the Warriors are lacking at, that paint presence on the defensive end. But offensively, they're going to be able to open up. In the last two games down the stretch, they haven't been able to perform on the offensive end or defensive end. So at least if you can score with the Kings, you have a chance. So I honestly think the Warriors win tonight, and I think they win by 7 to 10 points. In all honesty, I don't see it really being that night.
Nah, they've been missing a lot of shots, Curry and Clay, and just looking at De'Aaron Fox and just Malik Monk, them being able to play at such a fast pace and making the Warriors look so old. They're getting the ball out on transition. They're fast with it. And what is the Warriors had like 20 turnovers in the last game. So it seems like Mike Brown, he's got it. He's got the Warriors figured out. He's been with them last year, so it seems like he's got them figured out in a sense. But so how long do we think this series is going to go? 2-0? Are the Warriors in trouble? What are we feeling?
They're in trouble. The Warriors are definitely in trouble. No question. I mean, I might be contradicting myself a little bit here, but I mean, you don't have Draymond, the anchor of your defense, which in Game 3. So I do think they're in trouble, but I still think they win Game 3, and honestly, I think they win Game 4 as well. I'm going to take the Kings. I'm going to take the Kings in 7. I think the Warriors take care of home court throughout this series, but I don't think they get a win on the road.
They haven't been able to do that, and the Kings are the best road team in the NBA too. So it's gonna be tough.
The Warriors been dominant at home as well, so it's gonna be a great series. But I think it goes 7, but I could honestly see it going 6 and Sacramento closing it out early, especially without no Draymond tonight. We'll see how that impacts them because Sabonis is a monster.
Yeah.
No rim protection. De'Aaron Fox is gonna have a field day.
Yeah.
So
Ron Mooney gets in foul trouble.
You mean when?
It's over.
Yeah. When
because he can't hang with Sabonis like that.
The Warriors literally have no backup big man. Draymond is their backup big man. Outside of Draymond, they got JaMychal Green, who is basically Andrew Wiggins. Like
they're gonna have to play small and fight fire with fire and see how it works.
Good luck with that. I mean, playing small versus the Kings will work with your second unit. However, when Sabonis is in the game, you can't
eat.
You can't play small unless you have a great line.
And that's one of the things that the Kings have been doing good in too, is points in the paint. They've been outscoring the Warriors with that, and it's hard because the Warriors don't really do that. They don't score in the paint. They're more of a shooting team, so it's going to be even tougher without Draymond out. But what is, in your opinion, though, what has been going on with Jordan Poole? His ass is like, he's been not a factor. He's not shooting the ball well, and he's not going to play defense. So what do they even do with him in that aspect? Do they keep playing him?
Poole, I mean, you have to keep playing him. He's $100 million guy, so you don't really have a choice.
Yeah.
You're not going to play guys over $100 million guy. Jordan Poole is a lot better when he's in that starting lineup. When he comes off that bench, he can be good, but his leash is a lot shorter. And would it be in the playoffs? You, as a coach, you don't have time for that. You don't have time for him coming in the game having 2-3 turnovers. If he was a starter throughout the year when he was starting for Steph or starting for Clay, you were living with it because he was your first or second option on the court. Now that he's moved to the bench, now you always got Steph in the game, or you always have Clay in the game, or A. Wiggins in the game. You don't really want to run your offense through Jordan Poole like that because of his carelessness with the basketball. I think the
road shot selection too.
Right, or shot selection, like those crazy shots he's throwing up, like when he thinks he's Steph Curry. When them things not going in, it's a turnover. That's all it is. A bad shot. He's on the floor. First pass. A bad shot is the first pass in a turnover. It's you can't take bad shots versus a team like the Kings. I see him getting it together at home. I think the Warriors, I think all of them play well at home. Poole, Kuminga, DiVincenzo, Wiggins, all of them are going to play well at home. They're going to win the next 2 games at home because of their style of play. But on the road, they're in trouble. They are.
It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. But let's get to your favorite team. You know, the Lakers. I mean, John Morant. The news just dropped. John Morant's not playing tonight. So how do you think that's going to pan out for the Grizzlies? Is it over? Is it over yet?
You know, I don't like to be the guy to say I told you so, but we was on the pod about a month ago. This was when
you told us about the Kings too, bro. You said they could go to the finals.
Lakers, I said if they didn't run into the Lakers, they're gonna run into the Lakers. So I'm sorry about that. But the Lakers were like the 11th or 12th seed, and I said they're gonna go to the playoffs and they're gonna make some noise. The Lakers are going to win against Memphis with Ja or without Ja in 4 or 5 games. They're gonna win tonight, and I think they're gonna finish it out they're gonna sweep them or gentlemen sweep them in 5.
That's how it's looking, yeah.
They have absolutely no chance at all, and the reason is not because of LeBron, it's not because of Anthony Davis, it's because of the depth of this team is so crazy. When is the last time in a playoff game where LeBron James was the 4th best player on his team?
I can't recall.
But do you feel like that type of performance is sustainable though?
Like, it's not sustainable, Huff, but this is the good thing about it. You don't need Austin Reeves to drop 30 every game. Right. You just need them to show up 1 game, maybe 2 games. Now it's LeBron's turn tonight or AD's turn tonight, right? One of them could be the best players. All you need is your role players to step up 1 or 2 games. That's in a series. That's it. So they did their job game 1 on the road. Now it's the Kings' turn. He's gonna come out tonight. He's gonna come out gunning. Game 1's always a fill out game for him. Lakers are going they should win tonight by double digits. I say 8 to 12 points the Lakers will win tonight. And they'll go ahead and finish it at home, I believe, especially without John Morant.
With the Grizzlies too, though, we saw last year John Morant go down, and this Grizzlies team still play good. I mean, was it Tyus Jones off the bench? Yeah. He becomes the starting point guard. This Grizzlies team is still scrappy. Dylan Brooks, you know, they're probably going to come out with something. Bane and Jaren Jackson, they played good game 1. But yeah, John Morant being down is going to hurt him. But I don't knock them. I don't say gentleman sweep or 5 games yet. I say 6 games. Give them 1 more extra game.
You're going to give him an extra chance. What I think is, look, Tyus Jones is arguably the best backup point guard in the league, right? Mm-hmm. However, Memphis struggles with scoring in the half court. They're not a really good half court offensive team. They're a really good transition team. They like to push the tempo. That's what John Morant does for them. Mm-hmm. Though Tyus Jones brings a little bit more finesse, a little bit more structure on the offensive end and can shoot it a little bit better than Ja, I believe, he doesn't bring that speed that John Morant brings. And I'll tell you this, in the half court, the Lakers got the best defense in the NBA, anchored by Anthony Davis. So there is no worries when Tyus Jones steps up into that starting lineup. It's the opposite. The Lakers are excited. The Laker fans are excited. And, you know, no disrespect to John Morant, because we always want to see guys healthy and in the lineup. Him not playing is going to get them swept, fortunately.
Yeah. It's going to be tough for them.
So you think him not playing tonight, and then what if he comes back game 3 and 4?
It's over.
It's too late.
You can't be down 0-2 going on the road. You can't. You can't do it. You can be 1-1.
So that's a must win.
You can't be down 0-2 on the road. You can be down 0-2 going home. You can't be down 0-2 going on the road. The Lakers, the fans going to show up. The energy in the building is going to be crazy. With Josh sitting out tonight, it's over. Series is over.
It's gonna be bad for them. You know, this Lakers team. Game 1, I was like, damn, them boys hooping. I mean,
I ain't even gonna say
they look good.
I hate to have to agree with you,
but if they had to see Sacramento,
watching the Lakers lose though, and seeing Laker fans get their hopes up. Because the next round, it's gonna be a whole different tempo. You gonna see the tire. You remember how tired LeBron was that last game against Phoenix
You
a
got to
couple
think
years
about
ago?
it though. LeBron, he's
That's how he gonna be against Sacramento every game.
no,
Yeah.
no,
Niggas
no,
go
no.
phew phew.
Look,
AD
The
too.
real
I know
voice
you
gonna be
get
running.
nervous
They
when
gonna
he
be like,
twists his
God
hey,
ankle a little.
damn.
you are forgetting that LeBron is one of the originators of playing fast. That's what he loves to do. He's one of the best
In
at it all
spurts
time.
though.
In the league today, he is top 3 in terms of that category behind Giannis. And I don't know if I put anybody ahead of after Giannis. I think I'll put LeBron second in terms of playing like this, like with the ball in their hands. The Kings versus Lakers is going to be a fantastic series. I know I'm overlooking the 2 series when it's still early,
Nah, yeah,
but just
go
looking
ahead.
ahead, it's going to be a fire series. But when it comes down to pace and it comes down to scoring the basketball, the Lakers can be just as good as the Kings, right? But what about defense? When it comes down to defense down the stretch,
They can't stop
they have
nobody.
they have nobody for Anthony Davis, right? If the Warriors just had a big threat in the paint, like a Anthony Davis, not even as good as Anthony Davis, they had a
James
Bam out
Watson?
on their team. Just somebody like that, they would win the series with ease. The Lakers have the outlier, and the outlier's name is Anthony Davis. They're going to take care of that business because Sabonis ain't doing what he's doing on AD. And Sabonis gonna have to play defense. He don't get to take breaks and guard Kevon Looney. He's gonna have to guard Anthony Davis. So good
Yeah,
luck.
well put. Hey, I mean, and they don't want to see the Clippers too. If the Clippers squeak by
No,
and get a pass,
I
they
hope,
don't
I
want
hope
to see the Clippers.
I hope the Suns win because I think the Lakers can beat the Suns. Nobody can beat the Clippers healthy because they got Ty Lue. They got Ty Lue, and
Yeah,
they got.
Ty Lue, the best coach in the West, outside of Steve Kerr, obviously, but
It's a stretch too, maybe
on
Steve Curry,
the
because Mike Brown is doing circles around him right now. Look,
Brown out there.
Mike Brown got them young wild boys that's just full of energy. He got them dark skinned assassins. Steve Kerr got them old light skins. They
Yeah, he got the old
they looking like
dark
the
skinned
old version.
assassins.
You know how you get the upgrade? They should look like the old version. For the first 2 games, they trying too. You see, like
They
Steph taking
tired. You
shots.
talking about LeBron gonna
They
be
get
tired? They
yeah,
tired.
they tired. They are tired. You
I
can
just feel
tell.
bad because Steph Curry, man, he when he's on the court, they +9, +10. Like they, as soon as he sit down, he only sitting down 3-4 minutes in the game. They minus 10 to 15 points in the minutes he's sitting down. He can't come out the game.
Because he makes those big shots to like just quiet
Timely
the
shots,
crowd
very
and
timely.
slow down their runs. Like you got to have those timely shots once they start getting hot and getting fast. Once they start running and gunning, it's like a track race. You can't even look down
They
at your
fast
phone,
too.
man.
But let's move more away from the West and stuff. Let's go to the East. I mean, there's not too many great series in the East. But let's talk about Knicks Cavs. I mean, game 1, I was like, damn, the Knicks are gonna do some. They're gonna actually be good. But then the second game, the Cavs came out. Karis LeVert, he had 24 at the bench. Donovan Mitchell looked decent. Garland had 32. So what's our thoughts on this series so far? With the first 2 games.
When you're the home team and you're the higher seed and you're down 0-1, that game 2 is a game 7.
Yeah,
right.
You saw it yesterday in Phoenix. You saw it in Cleveland. And you're going to see it tonight in Memphis as well. Like, they're going to play like it's game 7 because you can't lose it, right? And at the end of the day, the Knicks, before the series started, all they wanted to do was win 1 game on the road. They got it done. They're not worried. They're going to come out firing. Yesterday, the game was awesome to see. It was nice to see Darius Garland, like, get his team back for once. You know what I'm saying? Because all year he's been taking the back seat to Donovan Mitchell. The news, everything's been about Donovan Mitchell. I mean, Darius Garland was an all-star last year, and he's been almost forgot about because of D-Mitch. So I was happy to see Darius Garland be able to step up and it just be his team for one night. I really like to see that. But the Knicks, like I said, not worried at all. I think the Knicks are going to win this series, and they should win it in 6 or 7 games, definitely. But this series is going to be a claws for sure. Every game is going to be claws.
And that guard's different too. You play a couple games there, they be going nuts.
It's gonna be lit.
Nothing like the guard.
Right, first playoff opportunity with some true excitement. You got Jalen Brunson. You feel like you got a 1-2 punch and depth. So shit, sky's the limit.
Sky's the limit for the Knicks.
Jalen Brunson's different too. Like this this playoffs, he's
a
really
different
asserting himself.
yeah.
Last year he did too, but it's gonna be exciting. His continuous growth.
Yes.
Yeah, the Mavs are very upset about Landon
Yeah.
Brunson though, because he's been. I mean, he got what I think his contract's $100-some mil. Like he playing like a $200 million guy, honestly. So
No question. He
playing
playing like the guy.
They may get an
like him.
extension.
They got him for a discount.
Playing like
They
him.
got him at a discount.
Who you take? This is what I wanted to ask you. Who you taking? Jalen Brunson today or Kyrie today?
I'm taking Kyrie Irving over Jalen Brunson any day of the week.
Really?
Today.
Damn.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's going to be about fit, right? Fit always matters. I don't think it's hard to play with Luka, man, and be successful. I don't know how Jalen Brunson did it, but Kyrie, he played next to Luka. He averaged like 27 a game, and he was like almost like a 50-40.
His shooting
90.
was better too.
But playing with Luka and going to the Western Conference Finals and playing with Luka and dropping from 6 or 5 or wherever they were at before the trade deadline to out of the playoffs.
I'm not blaming Kyrie for that though. Kyrie did what
he barely played.
Kyrie's job is to go get 27 and shoot 50, 40, 90. That's Kyrie's job. Right. He did his job. His job ain't to play defense. His job ain't to lead the team. His job is to go get 27 and shoot good from the field, shoot good from the free throw line. That's his job. Be clutch. He did that. At the end of the day, they're going to have to get a team around him because you could put Jalen Brunson on that team. They still don't make the playoffs, I don't think, because that team is not good.
They still don't have any defense, no defenders.
They have no defense, and they got Luka crying Doncic on the team who just whines every possession. Like, man, that's
Did you like the decision to blow it up looking back because of the situation they put themselves in and where they came from last year?
No, and the reason I wouldn't
Kyrie can walk.
Right. I wouldn't mind a decision if Kyrie had another year on his deal or something like that. The man is a free agent, like, and he hasn't committed to y'all. Like, and he's left every franchise he's ever been on. You don't think he's gonna do the same to y'all? He's only been here a month? Like, no, I wouldn't have traded for Kyrie. No, I wouldn't have done it. I would just let him stay in Brooklyn, or I would have sent him to where he wanted to go. He wanted to go to LA, I would have sent him to LA.
Now, you talked about fit though. Like, what is a good fit for Kyrie then? What do you think is a place you could get the most out of him?
You can plug Kyrie anywhere and he gonna fit. That's Kyrie Irving. At the end of the day, there's several players in the NBA you can just put them on a team and they gonna succeed.
Kevin Durant, he's one of them.
Them 2 light skins in Golden State, KD, Giannis, every superstar, all the superstars, they can fit anywhere. They can play with anybody.
Right. You fit around them, not the other way around.
Right. But Luka, I feel like as another superstar guard, it's hard to play with Luka because he dominates the ball every single possession. Mm-hmm. Maybe if you're a superstar big guy, like I think Jokic might be able to play with Luka or something like that. But as a superstar guard, it's hard to play with Luka because he just dominates the ball. So
why do you think Jalen had so much success with it? Are we underestimating what his true ceiling is? Because
his ceiling could be crazy. He could be the next guy.
He could be one of the best guards in the league.
No, he is, because we got to think about it. Like, I feel like the people who do the drafts, they overthink a lot, right? Like Jalen Brunson, he won 2 national championships in college too, and he was a key piece in both those championship teams. That's hard to come by, right? How many superstars in the NBA got college rings? Like, how many of them? Like, can you think of any? Like, it's hard to think of them, right?
Yeah, that's not even why you go to college. You just go just to push it over.
Better, you go to get better, and try to get to the league. Jalen Brunson has 2 national championships. Like, that's hard to come by. I think that the reason why I think Kyrie does fit with Luka in a way, because like I said, he was able to go out there and score 27 in the game. The difference between the last year Dallas team and the team this year is the depth at the end of the day. Like, you lost your best defender in Dorian Finney-Smith. Like, you lost Dinwiddie, and Dinwiddie should be a guy, in my opinion, Dinwiddie's a bench guy. He should be a 6th, 7th man. He shouldn't be in your starting lineup. But you lost that. And now you're putting like a guy like Reggie Bullock in the starting lineup, who, in my opinion, he shouldn't even be in anybody's rotation. You got a guy like Hardaway is a really good basketball player, but they're literally looking for him to go get 20 on some nights. Like, no, his role should just be catch and shoot threes, not to make plays.
Just get hot when you can.
Right. He's playing Maxi Kleber. He's playing Dwight Powell. He playing all these light-skinned guys. Get you a dark skin dude. Get you 1 or 2 dark skins, and that's gonna be have some grit, man. Like these dudes ain't got no grit, no toughness, man. You
Some
got to. I don't know.
dark skins assassins.
Although Jalen dark light skinned and he a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he a dog for sure.
Josh Hart too.
Yeah.
Josh Hart he ain't on the Mavs. If they had Josh Hart, they would have been a playoff team.
Right.
His impact
Josh
is
Hart,
huge for the Knicks, low key, off the bench.
So is this the end of the dynasty for Golden State, you think?
Yes,
Damn.
because
So you don't resign Draymond then next year, do you?
No, they're not resigning Draymond.
What if you swap Draymond for Ben Simmons and Ben? that would be a big risk. That'd be a big swing.
It would be bad for both teams, and the reason why it'd be bad for the Nets is because the Nets have they got 10 of the same guys on their team. I mean, they got Royce O'Neal, Dorian Finney-Smith, Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson. They got 5, 6 of the same dudes on their team, like 3-and-D guys. They don't have pieces that fit at all. They have no pieces that fit. They just got a bunch of dudes that's just there together. Put Ben Simmons. Draymond will play with the Warriors better than Ben Simmons. The dynasty is over. The reason why is because everybody's adjusted to their playing style. Everybody plays like they play. Everybody shoots threes. Everybody moves the ball. Everybody can shoot. Everybody can score. Point. Everybody does what the Warriors does now. The Spurs do it. The Hornets do it. Everybody is dribbling up court and shooting it from half court now. Everybody does it. The reason why they're even still relevant is because it's still the core group. But I think the dynasty's over. It's done.
Damn.
It's sad to see because then when they went on that run last year, and won the title, the West, it was a lot different. The West was always so injured and banged up. Now you got every team in the West is pretty much healthy. Minus the Clippers, Paul George, Denver's healthy. All these teams, the Sacramento Kings, they're a young and ascending team, and they're doing it to the Warriors. So it's just the run is harder this year. So, and Draymond too, he's expecting to get a bag.
From where? The podcast, the podcast master.
HBO.
Coward's gonna have to give him a bag.
Someone's going to pay him because it's gonna be stars out there advocating to get him on the team. Guys like LeBron or Giannis, like it's gonna be guys like we want Draymond on our team because of what he brings to the table. He's a champion. He's a leader. Obviously, he plays defense, but I mean, I wouldn't pay him. Your Bulls will be on the phone trying to get him out here quick. Watch.
Yeah,
I don't like the fit. We need more shooting, not less.
You see what Pat Bev was saying
you don't
too?
need another nigga on the court that can't shoot.
Pat Bev won 11 to 12, 13 million a year next year.
Man, hell no.
He gonna get that playing in China or something. He ain't gonna get that out here.
Get ready to learn Chinese, buddy.
Pat Bev. No one's gonna sign Pat Bev for anything over like $3 million. He'd be lucky to get $3 million.
The vet men.
The vet minimum.
The vet minimum.
That's it.
At the minimum.
But what do we think about the Milwaukee Bucks Hawks series? Giannis is banged up. I mean Milwaukee Bucks Heat series. Giannis is banged up. Jimmy already took game 1, playoff Jimmy. Tyler Hero's probably out to the NBA Finals. I don't think the Heat are making it to the Finals. So what do we think about that series?
I want to hear Jaden's take on this first.
Go ahead.
I want to see what his.
I'm not worried about Miami. I mean, Giannis had the back issues. He's been upgraded to questionable tonight, so I'm not concerned. And once he gets back, we'll see what we need to. But I will say, Middleton showed up game when they needed a big push, but you could tell they're missing that X factor. So I don't think Middleton and Drew Holiday can create their shot enough down the stretch against Miami, who's defensively pretty good. So I think Giannis comes back and they go ahead and get them out the way, and at least 6 at the max.
It's funny because every series where the underdog won game 1, the media like hyped it up. The Clippers, the Lakers, the media hyped it up, but they didn't hype it up when the Heat did it. They didn't hype it up.
Yeah, I think I was quiet about it too.
Giannis was out.
They didn't hype it up. The Knicks, all that. I mean, the Knicks was the underdogs. They came in one game one. They didn't hype it up, and the reason
Right.
being is because of what you just said. Giannis was out. The Heat have no chance. Bucks and 5, and it's honestly, I respect Jimmy Butler. I respect the Heat. I respect Spoelstra, Pat Riley, the Godfather. I respect all of them. They just don't. They just have a bunch of like undrafted guys on their team. They don't have no outside of Jimmy and Bam. It's just like who over there? Like Max Strus, shout out to him. Like I played against that boy in high school. He cold. Respect. You know, he grinded, got to the top. But come on, man. Like the
Kevin Love.
Bucks Heat. Oh, come on.
Yeah,
The
18
Bucks
last
can beat
game.
the Heat without Giannis in 6. Real talk. So I mean,
They're
Giannis
deeper,
comes
yeah.
back. Giannis is they're gonna bang the Heat. They're gonna beat them by 20, 25 points easily, maybe 17-8. They're gonna blow them out the water. And then I think that they'll go in and take care of them in Miami as well. And I'm gonna be real with y'all. If the Heat can somehow win game 3, so they lose tonight, win game 3 at home, I'll take the Heat in the series. But I don't see them
That's
winning
a hot
another
take.
game. I don't see them
Man,
winning.
hell no.
I don't see them
As
winning.
good as Jimmy Butler is number wise and Bam too, they're a tier below.
Yeah.
They're at least 2 tiers below Giannis.
Tiers.
Right. They 2 tiers below Giannis. And they ain't even fucking close. So him healthy. And you look at last game they played, outside of the first quarter, the Bucks, hung with them, each quarter. So I think they'll have enough success to pull this through.
I think so too. It should be a good finish though, because Jimmy's always going to give you his best. But what do you think about that though? Do you think Jimmy wants to stay in Miami after another exit in the playoffs?
I mean, I don't think no one wants to leave Miami.
Right. What's so better than job security in Miami? Like, come on.
You in Miami at the end of the day. The Heat, they just gotta. I don't know what they gonna do, man, but they gotta figure something out. They should have pursued Westbrook a little harder. I think he would have helped them out tremendously.
Yeah.
And I think the conversation we having today might be a little bit different if they had Westbrook.
The Clippers saw the diamond in the rough, but everybody wrote him off after the LA thing. But he's a fit guy too. Like
right back.
He wasn't as big as the stars around him, and like they like half court guys, and Russ pushed pace.
Yeah, Russ is a pace
and
demon.
ball dominant.
That's why he didn't work out with LeBron, because LeBron, like Kawhi, for example, Kawhi don't need to play point guard. Get a ball to Kawhi on the block.
He's a wing.
He'll get a basket. LeBron want to bring the ball up court and run the offense. Russ can't. He's not a corner guy. He can't sit in the corner and just catch and shoot threes. He need the ball to be great. That's why him and LeBron didn't fit. Everybody knew that before he even went to the team. It wasn't gonna work. I don't know how they didn't know, but hey, it is what it is. Shout out to Russ for making it work in LA with the Clippers.
Yeah, it's great to see his redemption arc or whatever. But the last two things we wanted to cover with the NBA is, Embiid, the Sixers, they've been dominant in their series. Denver was dominant in game 1. Who do you trust more to go further, the Sixers or the Nuggets in their respective conferences?
Yeah, the last time we spoke, man, I picked the Sixers to come out the East, and I'm sticking with that pick.
They look good.
They look good. They do. Even Tobias is giving you 20.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna stick with that pick, because reason being is because obviously they have Joel Embiid, but hey, we just saw with the Nets. I mean, you could double Embiid every single play if you want to. They got guys that can step up and knock down shots. They got Tyrese Maxey, they got James Harden, they got the corner clip and PJ Tucker trash, but and they got
He'll make it a couple times.
Yeah, I was gonna say he might make two or three and 12 attempts, something like that. But they're deep and they're tough and they're physical. So I'm gonna take the Sixers over the Nuggets going further. I think the Nuggets lose in the next series versus the Clippers or the Suns, whoever they play. I don't see them beating neither one of those teams.
Damn.
And I honestly can see the Sixers going ahead and taking care of the Celtics in the next round and then making it to the East.
I think so too. That would be great to see.
And then what do you think about Milwaukee? Because Milwaukee is, they got
with Giannis healthy.
To bang with Giannis. With Giannis gonna be healthy. Come on now, you've seen them down there, bro. He broke his leg.
Yeah, the leg was broke. He got right
He
back
went.
up.
I ain't never seen no shit like that before. So
Yeah, I mean the Bucks are the Bucks, man. They're physical, they're huge, but I can't see them beating Philly because they got Joel. And Joel is one of the only guys in the NBA who can not guard Giannis, but who can be just as physical as Giannis can be
he's
on both
just
ends of the
as
floor. He gonna
he's
guard
just as a
Giannis.
freak
Joel
as Giannis.
will probably they'll probably start PJ Tucker on Giannis, but when it's all said and done, when PJ Tucker get 2-3 fouls, Joel gonna slide over there and he gonna make Giannis. He's gonna make Giannis shoot the basketball because Giannis running full speed trying to run him over. You're not doing that to Joel. And the refs not gonna call nothing because it's Joel. It's two superstars. You know, the refs when it comes to superstars, they allow them to get away with a little bit more physicality than role.
Yeah, been physical already. Niggas
yeah,
is stomping on each other, breaking finger. Like what?
Crazy.
What's my man name on the Clippers who dislocated his finger?
Ja
You see what happened with Miami, Ja. Tyler Hero's out. Giannis
there to shoot the
fell off
three
his
after.
ass.
Tyler broke his wrist. He shot the three. He just threw it up there. He's like this. It was
Damn.
man.
Oh yeah, it's been physical, and I love.
Paul Reed though. Paul Reed for the Sixers though has been huge off the bench, so that's another big man presence. And you know, with the Celtics though, you know, there are three guys off the bench. Malcolm Brogdon's, you know, sometimes it's consistent. You know, I like Sixers against the Celtics with that matchup. Then Milwaukee, it's going to be interesting. It's going to, you know, the best is going to win that series. Yeah. I don't know. Milwaukee. I like Philly.
Which light skin hairstyle would you rather have? Devin White or Trae Young?
Give me Trae Young. Give me Trae Young.
Trae Young, really? Derek White shit.
I'm gonna take Devin White because at least his shit full and he got the big.
But his forehead is like.
You don't know that until the press conference, and he probably ain't gonna have another 30-point game. Like
give me the Trae Young.
Like
give me the Trae Young.
That shit was bad.
Derek White, he looked like a donkey.
Damn, he looked like one of them science professors that went evil and shit. The motherfucker was so damn high.
Yeah, give me man.
Yeah, I fuck with that. I'll probably take Derek White shit though, low key.
I might take Derek White shit because my shit, I'm finna be Trae Young soon.
The little sucker that got the hair on it.
Trae Young, he got the patches, right? You could tell he gonna be bald eventually. Derek White, he ain't got no patches. His forehead just huge.
Yeah,
it's huge.
The lining is gone. At least Trae got that.
You can't even cover that forehead up with no hat. You can't put no hat on, no headband. You can't run away from that forehead. People gonna see it with a hat on. At least Trae Young can put the hat on backwards. They won't even know what's going on. Derek White.
It's time to let all of it go. Time to just be bald, all forehead.
He's still young too. He's only 24, 25, man.
Hey, he's gonna be stressed out.
Yeah.
More money, more pride.
But that's all we got for the show today, guys. Thanks for watching. Thank you for listening. Keep checking up with us because we're going to keep you informed on NBA Talk, the alerts, all the Woj bombs. We'll drop a video for you. We'll keep giving you our reaction on stuff. We'll, provide the insight, that our analyst Ryan was providing us today, the coverage. If you're like, hey, why is Sacramento beating the doors off Golden State? Follow up with us. You'll know why. You'll know why because of us, But yeah, like I mentioned, keep staying updated with our content, Instagram and Twitter, 6Man Blitz. The TikTok, stay followed. We'll up with that. But thank you again for listening. Thank you again for watching. As always, peace.
Peace.
Who do you think has the most to benefit from winning a title, legacy-wise? Curry, LeBron. Who's your person that you pick that needs this title the most?
Man, I think